I'm rocking out to it, man. I'm rocking out to it.
Yep. You know what? Welcome to the vlog of many things. If you would have got here a few seconds ago, you would have heard me and Eric vibing out to Wild Cherry sung that.
Play that funky music, white boy.
Vlog of many things. We screw the other guy and pass the savings on to you.
Oh, there you go.
Steve, Tankar, Glenn, how y'all doing tonight?
Good.
I suppose I should get the chat up and running. Oops. Sorry, guys.
The Chatsky. Hello, the Chatsky. Hello.
Fugly?
Yes. Hi, Fug. Hi, Doug. Hi, Doug and Fug.
Yeah, Doug and Flug.
Yeah.
So Fugly on Friday, upon request, because as Don knows, not Friday, on Sunday, the co-hosts were talking about my beautiful locks, and they wanted to picture me as Ben Franklin. And,
yeah, we got it too.
we got it. And Fugly, I got to say, you got Rachel's. I think Rachel wants to make a shirt out of that. I don't know.
10 car for president.
I don't know about 10 car for president.
We'll send him over to France.
Fugly, you did not do that pick. I mean, you just found one that came close? Because,
well, rumor is you supplied that pick, Fugly.
But I mean, he did it. You know.
Ooh.
Oh, well, listen, I've already gotten one letter from Ken. And by the way, I need to announce this. Okay? If you are a minion of this channel, you now have amongst yourselves Whit Whitman, who is now a paying supporter of 10 Cars Tavern. He's paying.
Really?
All right, then I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Ken, I've got a GoFundMe you might want to look at, and what the hell?
I mean, it's got 186 grand, doesn't he? So you should be able to throw $25 your way.
Hey, 50 or more, you get my book.
That's true.
100 or more, maybe a rich one.
So we have a mystery person. We have a mystery person to supply the infamous 10-car Franklin image.
All right, it's okay. Listen, all I know is that Rach approves. If my wife approves, that goes well in my book.
Yep. Poor child. How you doing?
Doug, I just added a video on that GoFundMe, and it kind of woke it up a little. So.
Yeah, hold on. I will put into the private chat.
You guys are so supportive of me.
And if you go ahead, Eric, drop me in private chat. I'll drop it as a
There you go.
Danka.
The obligatory.
Yeah, with whose money? I'm guessing his wife's money. I don't know. All I know is somebody with the name of Whit Whitman became a minion late last night. I'm guessing because they wanted to see the re-release of the interview, but I did re-release it in full, and the re-release, by the way, is only the part with Ken. It's not the after-show talk where we had people hang. So it's only the part where Ken was with us.
Yeah,
and if you do watch it, I will tell you ahead of time. If you want to know what it was like to piss off 10 Car when he was working as a cop, you will see it happen twice in that video.
Oh, no, you get it even earlier in this. I say this. Start watching it, okay? And I'm sorry, Eric, I gotta bust your balls on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
You look at this guy's face. It says everything from the moment we went live. Eric just had this, I don't think Eric could be working a 24-hour shift as a cop and have been constipated for 2 weeks and had to take a crap and be in a traffic jam and have a look like that on his face.
Are you saying I looked very serious, very stern?
You looked like not happy at all. And here I am, I'm just trying to be all bubbly and professional about it, because after all, it's his first one he ever agreed to do.
Well, and listen, I just want to make a note. Ken approached Don about doing the show. When Ken approached Don, what was the first thing I offered?
You offered not to come on.
Yes.
That's right. And what was my response to that?
You understood.
But what did I tell you? You're part of the show.
I know. And I said, listen, I will run the stuff behind the screens, take care of the chat. And who insisted that I be on?
And also Whitman.
Yes. Whitman insisted. No. Eric, 10 car needs to be on. And why did I need to be on? Because he needed absolution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He needed Father 10 car to come along and say, your sins are forgiven, do 2 Hail Marys, crank out 4 pencils, and take care of yourself.
Should have come to me. I was raised Catholic. I know all that kind of crap.
Hey, dude, I know it too. I am Catholic, all right?
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that's personally, I don't like being manipulated. Now, do I think that I was manipulated? It's possible. Or
No,
they're trying to be manipulated.
I think he intended to manipulate everybody. He thought what he was going to do was he was going to come on and give his little religious speech at the very beginning, like he did.
Uh-huh.
And he thought we were just going to all go, "Aww,
kumbaya, my lord."
And I will give one thing to Eric. Actually, I got to give Eric a lot for this video, but Eric did maintain his decorum, an even tone, up to about the hour mark. And then I forgot what Ken said, but it pissed me and you both off. We kind of like went stereo on.
Well, I think what it was is that my bullshit meter got full.
Yeah.
And when you're a cop, you've got a bullshit meter, and it fills to a certain point, and then you get to that point. Watch any of those videos on YouTube, right?
I have, yes.
And you're gonna see the cop, and then they reach that point where it's like, all right, I've been listening to this shit for the last hour. I'm gonna give it to you straight, and when I give it to you straight, you will.
Let me guess, your bullshit meter went over when he claimed to be a sovereign citizen.
No, that would have been funny. That would have been entertaining, but no, he didn't do that.
I'm not running this campaign. I'm traveling.
Oh, God.
Well, at any rate, for those who do not know, Ken has been busy sending out the emails. I have gotten 3. Eric has gotten...
Well, hold on. Let me check. By the way, I didn't know. Just so you folks know, I know I've only gotten the 1.
Okay.
But just so you folks know, Ken is the CEO of an AI company, and I ran his letters through AI, and ChatGPT is like 75 to 85%. Yeah.
But also, I have to say one thing.
He's a free man, too.
I have to really just bust Ken on one thing.
Insert date here?
I know he's watching the video. He's watching us.
Yes. Hi, Ken.
How you doing, Ken? So Ken is a CEO of PioSync. Now, PioSync is Ken's AI company, which is this company right here. Okay?
Oh,
now, my question to Mr. Whitman is this, is that you have been online posting AI-generated images. How come when I pull those into Photoshop and do a back-end data check on them, they are coming, in fact, from Google's AI system, not PioSync?
Interesting. Artificial insemination. I love it.
So Gemini.
Yes. So I would think that as the CEO of PioSync, he would be using PioSync's purpose intelligence, energy order synced, and data-driven
Catchphrases, yes.
Or as he puts it,
somebody left Facebook's back door open again, I guess. And
he says that evidently, and Thierry will get a kick out of this one, that evidently PioSync is coming soon, and PioSync Cartographer Pro will reduce token usage by 30 to 60% depending on model and usage. Thierry, aren't you impressed? I imagine you are as an expert in AI.
Brother.
Hey, I'm just sighing.
I'm not.
And PioSync is going live February 1st.
Hey, we were talking about that A-Books California thing before.
Yes.
Is Ken involved in that? He said it was a scam.
I don't think he is. I did some background real quick for everybody knows. Glenn called me earlier, and I guess there's a website called A-Books, ABE. They've been on the internet. Yep, they've been on the internet forever. All kinds of people resell books and such on there. And Glenn is like, hey, this company is selling my book for like $7 over MSRP, and they show more than 20 in stock. So I'm like, no, I don't know who they are. So I called their 800 number, and it just goes deet, 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 deet. Their website goes to an AI coming soon page. So I did a little bit of research on them. Basically, what they do is this: is they sell you a book for $18.99. Then they go either to Barnes and Noble or Amazon and buy it for $11.99 or $9.99 and ship it to you, and they pocket the $7-8.
Yeah, they're arbitraging basically.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
that's the kind of thing you gotta, if you're a publisher or you're an author, so you gotta kind of keep track of people who are trying to screw you or something.
Yes. Now, I will say one thing real quick about something is I want to make sure that I am very fair here. Ken has emailed me multiple times threatening to sue me for libel and slander per Kentucky defamation law. Even though I'm based in Michigan, he had to come to Michigan anyways.
That doesn't work.
But let's just play along. So, Ken, if you are in the chat quietly watching, which I'm sure you are, because I put you in the topic of tonight's video.
Thank you for the support, by the way, Ken. I want to repeat that.
I will be telling Ken that pretty soon I will be also monetizing my channel. So if you'd like to subscribe to me, I appreciate the $4.99 per month from you, Ken. But also, you are welcome to come in here right now, PM me, unblock me first. Got me blocked. Little things. But I am willing to allow Ken in here to say anything that we are saying that is incorrect or wrong. So I did my due diligence.
Good for you. Good for you.
Trying to be a good boy here.
And all through that, buy my book.
Exactly. Buy Glenn's book. Dias makes an interesting point. So he's just piggybacking off an API at the most. There's no making that faster. Also, you want more tokens, not less. Holy hell. Yeah, I know. Wasn't that kind of funny? I did make a comment, Dias, on my thing that he probably doesn't know what RAM is. So I did say that in my video. But
RAM.
Yes.
Sorry.
Exactly.
He thinks it's a truck.
Yes. So we have the CEO of PioSync who doesn't even know how tokens work in AI. Ken Whitman, you are just doing the Ken Whitman job.
Yeah.
But that's your opinion.
I'm glad they don't let him into crypto.
And yes, and also this is only Don Smore's opinion from the vlog of many things. Does not sit there and subscribe to anyone else's opinion. Blah 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 blah.
But he is also a legitimate publisher. So
he is a publisher. He is an AI CEO. He is a producer, director, and actor. And I understand he actually tried to sell a shoe from The Walking Dead.
A boot.
No, first of all, stop right now. I apologize, Ken, for getting that wrong. I misstated. It was a boot, not a shoe. There, okay.
It was a boot. Now that was an interesting one because the certificate of authenticity that he showed with it. Now I don't know about the legitimacy of the boot itself, but the certificate, I did my due diligence, much like Don does his, and I reached out oh God, I forget the name of the certifying company, but I have a lot of coins that are certified by them. And I asked them, I gave them a screenshot and said, "Is this an authentic certificate?" And the reaction was quite simply, "No, it is not." I was like, "Okay, don't need to ask anymore."
So Time from Table Tat Tavern says all this coverage of Ken Whitman has led to interesting convos with people about artists stiffed in the 90s. No, 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, and late 2000s.
Yeah. Ken, keep plugging away. We're never going to run out of material. Thank you.
Buy and read Glenn's book with a Coke because things go better with Coke. Absolutely, Douglas Pearson.
Read it with motor oil. I don't care what you read it with.
Glenn's like, just buy the damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the certifying authority would not certify that the certificate of authority was an authentic authority certificate of theirs. Did I say that long enough and enough?
Wait a minute. Let me understand this right. So the certificate of authenticity that he supplied with the boot that had the certification company's name on it.
Right.
The certification company who supposedly issued the certification certificate would not certify that the certificate.
It would not certify, and it would not certify it because it lacked the hologram. Okay, all their stuff has a hologram.
Well, they don't call it rapid POD for nothing. Oh, come on. That was worth a laugh from one of you three. You know what? You guys are all getting fired after this show.
You can't fire me. I'm not even employed.
That's true.
Look, I've got a poker face, but I did chuckle. True. I mean, gotta give props to the guy up there in the corner.
Oh, Tom brings up an interesting thing. Evidently, and Tom, you pulled this up just timely. This is right now the current case against Ken Whitman in his home county. Wyckoff Film Company, LLC, which is a fellow Kentucky film company, is suing Little Monster Entertainment. Now, I want to make something very clear here, just because I don't want to... I want to ensure that I'm not misspeaking about Ken. Where it says Whitman, Kenneth D. D means defendant. It doesn't mean middle initial. It means defendant.
Yeah, I got that.
Just to kind of clarify that. So I'm glad I could do that.
So
there were other things that begin with D, like
and his lawyer's probably his brother's son.
Nope. He's a proper.
Okay. Well, you said Kentucky. I just assumed.
Well, that guy told Ken in my email back to him today. Let's do it, buddy. I won't be pro-per.
Oh, boy. Never mess with the guy with the flannel. He can just...
No, the thing is I did not say anything in my video. I challenge anybody to say one thing in my video that I stated was untrue or not backed up with physical... This is the guy who emailed me and literally told me in email, literally said... that Don, you misspoke. In fact, his email says, you stated that I said I was blackballed from the gaming industry due to being accused of being a pedophile. I never made any such statement, inferred such, or deferred to such. Hold on. This is his post. I got blackballed in the gaming industry because they thought I was a pedophile. And I said in that video.
Now, is he saying that his writing is fiction?
Well, what he's claiming is he's in his thing is he's claiming that they did a story and another thing he says is he never claimed Lake Geneva Police Department was the agency.
But he did right there. All right, so here, let me explain to you, as somebody who has arrested people in the past, what goes on to these booking sheets is the department, and you're saying police department, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Okay, you got the date and you got the booking number or the case number or the incident number. So that would be potentially, unless it's not legitimate, Lake Geneva Police Department booking.
Absolutely.
That's what
And
he
what
looks like.
and what I told him was, I said, nowhere in your post did you say this was an AI image or indicative, just as an example. You nowhere said that this image is not real. So, as a vlogger, I have a right to call the Lake Geneva PD and say, hey, booking number 95 1432. I want information on this.
It's public record.
It's
Yeah.
public record because he publicly stated it, because he shared it on the public group BeckMe Gaming Group, and the BeckMe Gaming Group is a publicly open group. And this is the problem with this guy, is he has a propensity to say something publicly and then he calls you out claiming he never said it. And the most laughable part is he hasn't even edited it yet. You think, there's other people that we dealt with from North Carolina, they'd at least delete it or edit it.
Right.
This guy leaves it up and says, I never said it.
And I'm going to even throw in a little bit of a, what does this have to do with BeckMe D&D?
Because this story that he told, like all of his stories, like where he basically told Margaret Weiss off at a barbecue. Which I'm sure Margaret Weiss would be amazed to hear, but he's on this thing now where he's telling stories of when he worked for TSR. And the game, it's like he tells, he's now doing a series on how to design games. Literally like a 9-part series or an 8-part series or something like that. So he's mad at us because we are talking about him.
But he wants to be talked about. And that's the whole reason why you put yourself in the public. Hey, I'm going to be talking about games. By the way, Ken, 85, 90% likely AI written. Not saying it was. I'm just saying I ran it through ChatGPT. That's what it said. But that's fine if you are providing, I don't know, something usable. But I ran it through AI, and AI was like, it's a lot of platitudes and it's a lot of fluff without much substance. Now, I admit it's your first post, so maybe it will pick up speed as you use your psychosis. What's the name of the AI company again that he has?
PioSync.
PioSync. So
maybe it's Pio. P-I-E-O.
Pio. You say Pio, I say PioSync. Once that's up to speed, maybe it can generate your stories for you. I don't know.
I thought it was called Pile of Shit.
No, that's other ones. I'm sure that they'll be coming in the pipeline.
Well, supposedly PioSync is being released February 1st.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second.
I'm going to be all over that.
PioSync is releasing February 1st, and his cartographer, which, by the way, his cartographer is what, like version 3.2?
No, his cartographer is version
or 5.2?
5.1.
5.1. So, just out of curiosity, it apes and it looks a bit almost like Campaign Cartographer when you see his splash page. But yes, so we've never given you Cartographer 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5.
And not only is it being released February 1st, you can also be a beta tester.
Hold on, no, time out. So your personal edition is your beta test, and wait, scroll. I want to see the art here, because it's saying cartographer, but it doesn't look like a gaming map at all.
Well, and this is the actual.
That looked a lot. It feels a lot like Campaign Cartographer, but whatever. with Cartographer Pro, it will reduce token usage by 30 to 60%, depending on model and usage. Business license. Hold on a second. Ken didn't use AI to write this, by the way. There's only one business license available. Look at that. He'll have sold out the moment he sells one business license. Just one.
Well, what gets me is it says Whit Whitman, CEO of BioSync, architectural runtime governance for reliable, and I checked it, AI.
All right. So now, by the way, there's another typo here. This really seems like North Carolina to me. Our business says version. Right. Our business version, not our business. He pluralized the wrong whatever. Version will be available for licensing.
Hey, Mr. Gunn, how you doing?
Oh my God! I you know what? I'm going to need to get real alcohol, not this tastes decent but not filling at all. I'm going to really need some booze after this.
And I want to clarify something here. The gentleman right here, Thierry, who's commenting, is an expert in AI. He actually works with AI every single day. So trust me, if Thierry says something on this channel about AI, you can take it as the gospel.
Oh, Thierry, that's
to the bank. Yeah.
Oh, I knew it looked familiar, but I didn't know it looked that familiar. This is kind of like what WotC did with their VTT back with 4th edition when they stole the dice animation from Fantasy Grounds.
That's right.
Yes, you are correct, actually, because I did do that background. Thank you for pointing that out, Mark's genre mixer.
Wow. Okay.
Genre mixer. And the thing is this, you know, if you are the CEO of a company, you usually use your real name. But see, what's really interesting about this is, since Ken wanted to go ahead and threaten me, and since you like to threaten me, you kind of pissed me off. That brings up a really good point about BioSync. Because you see, with BioSync, Ken is the chief executive officer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, by Kentucky law, and I'm just talking about Kentucky law here, okay? Because my real attorney did some due diligence, unlike the AI one that he used. You know, any rate, per Kentucky law, that if you are the CEO of a company, you have to be listed as one of the general officers of that corporation or that limited liability company. So Ken clearly says he is the CEO of BioSync. But the big problem with being the CEO of BioSync is that BioSync is registered to a woman named Jessica Hunter. Now, since this is his business address, I don't have to black out, like I said in my video, this address. But it is Ken's home address, so I'm being nice tonight. And I don't have to be nice, but I'm going to be nice. So I blacked out the address because they use Ken's home address. And Jessica Hunter is actually the owner, the sole managing member of BioSync LLC. And I was really puzzled about this because Ken and Jessica evidently got married last summer or late spring.
Tax dodge.
Well, I don't know what it is, but when I called the state of Kentucky, I said, hey, I got a question for you. If I want to have my wife file an LLC, can she file in her maiden name, or does she have to use her married name? And they said she has to use her married name if that's the one she's using.
Uh-oh.
So my attorney did some due diligence and contacted the Kentucky Secretary of State and also the FBI, who happens to be in the building that she has her offices in.
God.
Ken, naughty.
Can you tell them that I'm still waiting to have coffee and donuts with them? It's been about, I don't know, 8-9 years since Ken told me.
Was that a crowdfunding bonus? Like if you donated more than X amount of dollars, you got coffee and donuts with them?
Yeah, Ken told me that. Ken told me that they were going to be, the FBI was going to be waiting for me on my doorstep.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, no, I wanted to, never saw them. It was,
Piece of work. Piece of work.
See, the thing is there's a lesson that Mr. Whitman needs to understand. And he has threatened me, he's threatened Eric, and he has threatened a certain online blogger too. And God knows who else. But if you're going to threaten to sue somebody, make sure that person will be intimidated by it. Because I'm not intimidated a bit. What Ken is Ken is getting his legal information like these people who are sovereign citizens. I'm traveling, not driving, like you mentioned earlier.
Right.
And what's basically happening is he's getting his glass broken right now because he's not going to intimidate me. I'll tell you right now, if Ken ever sues me, Discovery will be an absolute hoot on him. Can you imagine the fun my attorney will have with him? And I mean it. It'll be like all of the companies he's listed as a CEO, doesn't matter who owns it. All of his Kickstarters, Kickstarter will be subpoenaed to find out all that information. All of his current lawsuits and past lawsuits will go into the fire that he supposedly has. So the fire marshal's information will be go ahead and subpoenaed. His rapid POD, all of his income taxes for the last 12 years, according to my attorney. Everything will be done. And I just have a weird feeling. I have a question. That $186,000 he got from Kickstarter, did he not only put that in escrow like he's supposed to by Kentucky law, or better yet, was that ever reported to the IRS?
Ooh.
We'll find out. Because Ken, I'm squeaky clean. I report everything to the IRS because my dad taught me a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the people who cook your food, and don't mess with the IRS.
Very valid.
Very, very valid. And the guy just doesn't get it, because when he sent me my cease and desist, it was like the video that you made on January, insert date in brackets. It's like AI.
Oh yeah.
AI.
Fun times.
Yes. So now that we've already kind of like wiped the Whitman dingleberries out of our crack, what shall we talk about now, gentlemen?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Pretty much. Yeah, we don't want to hit that dead horse.
Okay, show's over, guys. Thank you for tuning into the vlog of many things.
Bye.
Next week we'll be on the show. Am I the only one drinking freaking alcohol here?
I've got 0.5% in this. I'll be having wine later.
Oh man, that's right. We're moving on. Don't worry, poor old child. We're moving on. So,
Yes.
Anything interesting happening in gaming news? Glenn has written a book.
Yes, and tonight Glenn is wearing his thermals because it's going to be that cold.
Oh, quit your pussyfooting around about. It's cold in Oklahoma. What is it, 28 degrees? We barbecue here in Michigan in 28 degrees.
No, more like 18, I think. Look, I'm from California. I am sensitive to cold. So what are you going to do?
True.
Once I moved back, east, it's like, oh, this is really cold. Oh, this is what cold's about. Okay. But hey, every year I got 2 sets of thermals, and it's like, do I break them out this year? So, fun.
What's happening in the gaming industry? Anything interesting this week?
Well, I don't know if it's considered interesting, but it's certainly becoming news. I think there was a little confusion at Page over the weekend.
Really, what?
Yes, there was.
Apparently at least one, although I'm hearing rumors it might be more, but I don't have access to the page to check. Oh, that's a bad pun. That wasn't intended. That Jamie Chambers posted that he was invited as a special guest, but they never had a room for him. And when they found him a room, it was not at the hotel that was near, which happened last year to others, and that's what it is. But that one of the staffers had to put it on their personal card, and then Jamie was told that he owed the staffer half the room fee because he wasn't sharing the room.
Okay, as someone who did not sell 3,000 tickets to their convention this year, providing rooms is 101 basic convention courtesy. However, as a previously invited to special guest to Page, which I had was summarily executed from by Ron and his two buddies in chat, because I had the daring balls to agree with DM Bloodworth on a private personal post.
Bad done.
That's right. I will say that when I was invited to Page, a room was definitively not part of the package.
I mean, when I was invited last year, a room was not mentioned. And then I was wondering if I was going to get one. And I said, well, I better get one. I guess they'll just reimburse me. No. But I know last year, I guess I'm not going to name the names, but I know other guests who assumed they were going to have rooms, and they were.
I know at least 4.
There's 4 this year?
Yeah, I know at least 4 this year that did not get rooms. I'll share that with you after the
review. Okay, so I mean, I know last year there were 2 fairly big names that did not have rooms, or were not comped rooms. One, they had to get a room at another hotel, and I think the other, she paid her own because she just didn't know how it works because she's fairly new to the special guest deal. But it was a little bit of a confusion. And, you know, here's the thing. This community talks, okay? This community, whether I'm talking the taverns community, the OSR community, the gaming community, the convention community, when you can have as many special guests as you can squeeze in, that's fine. But when you're not treating your special guests as special guests, that's an issue. And Jamie Chambers has a very long track record within the industry.
Yes, he does.
He is not a small name.
And he is also the kind of guy that will bust his ass at your convention and game and game and game.
I saw that. He had 22 hours of gaming that he lined up.
Yeah.
That's huge. But it also sounds like second year of Page, it was still growing pains. It's third year, and actually, my biggest question is, why isn't there like I don't know, a corporation credit card for situations like this? Why is the staffer? And it's again coming from Jamie's own post. Why is the staffer putting a room on his card or her card? I don't know the gender of the staffer, but why are they paying for it? It should have been billed to the con.
Well, and also, as small as WizardCon is, every special guest gets their room. I just always think that that's a base part of it. And, especially when you have a convention the size of Page who's bragging now they sold, 3,000 tickets?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you take 3,000 tickets and times it just by what the daily fee is. And then you take a look at what it costs to lease out that convention space, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's... How you doing, RPG Grandma? Thank you for showing up.
And the venue itself, he's renting tables, vendor tables. So,
I was offered as a special guest. I was offered a vendor table, a ability to go to their little cheesesteak eating thing beforehand.
Yes,
and that was what was in my special guest thing.
And you get your pin. You get your,
and I got my badge.
When you get a little cheese,
they never mentioned a pin.
Oh yeah, you get a little Mr. Cheese steak.
Okay,
that.
Maybe you get that when you get your cheesesteak the night before.
Yeah, it's just
But I mean, the thing is this is another convention organizer. I'm kind of hesitant, but I'm just going to tell that's what happened to me as an invited special guest before I got uninvited and banned from Page. That was what I was offered. But as a convention organizer, I'd feel very uncomfortable asking somebody to come as a special guest, especially if they weren't being compensated in some other way.
Right.
I mean, at the very basic is, we'll get you a room. If you want a table, we'll get you a table. Like I give an example, Merle Rasmussen. He just says, "Hey, give me a room for me and my wife, and I just want to be able to put my books and be able to flog them and everything, and I'll run games."
Yeah.
Very, very
room.
Yes.
Done.
Yep, absolutely. But I mean, Bad Mike's the expert on this one. Bad Mike's the same at North Texas Don. Yes. I mean, I would feel very uncomfortable. I'll be honest with you. I would feel uncomfortable asking somebody to come as a special quote. I mean, Eric, I asked you to come as a special guest, and I'm not trying to in any way demean you.
Right.
I don't ask. I mean, I don't ask anything really of you other than to show up because I know you'll be there to help.
Yes.
Absolutely, and I make sure you and Rach have a room.
Yep. You know, at WizardCon, I am the jack of all trades. I'm the one to run games, assist in the office, run the table. You know, sell the badges, whatever you need, because you know that's what you get. You know, I don't make demands now. And honestly, listen, people like Jamie Chambers are going to go to conventions because they are a bit of a draw for the convention, and when they get invited, they are a name that is recognized. They did projects with Jim Ward, his Metamorphosis Alpha stuff. The thing is, when you screw over a guest like that, the word gets around.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll be honest, I get invited to a lot of cons, and there have been cons where I've had to turn them down because, hey, listen, special guest is great, but it's one that was way up north, almost by Tom, and I was like, I can't do that for a day and a half con.
Yeah, you have to balance it.
You got to balance it, and like Total Con, I'll be going without Rach. Okay,
Really?
Rach is going to be home with the puppy. The puppy just got her, just got spayed. She'll be home with the puppy, but I'm going to be at Total Con. That's in about a month. I'm excited. I'm not excited to be by myself, but I'll have all my friends, and that'll balance it out. I've been going to Total Con for years. Total Con is very generous to me. They treat me as a media guest, so I get a free badge. Rach would get a badge if she was going. I don't get a room, but I also get the only responsibility that I have is to participate in one panel and take pictures or videos of the con.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that's
again,
great.
that's what cons should do. I mean,
yeah, I pay that way when I can. You know?
Yeah, and Tom, what it was DM Bloodworth called out Ron Meshke's friend. I don't remember the guy's name. I think you know who he is. The name
From Green Ronin.
Green Ronin Games, who put out a thing called the Orange List.
Yeah.
It was a list of creators who this guy from Green Ronin Games said, we need to put these people out of business. We need to go ahead and stop dealing with these people because of who they voted for. Bloodworth called it out, and all I said was, I agree with you 100%. And that's when I was called in front of the principal and his two helpers, and they got pissed off because I told them it was none of their damn business what I do on my private page.
So this was in regards to Green Ronin putting out their hat, their GoFundMe, to pay for legal fees and the whole fiasco with Diamond Distribution. But it comes in the case of Green Ronin, your own history comes back to haunt you. Tough.
Yeah. Exactly. Bad Mike says, I spoke to a special guest attending Page told him to ask for room, travel expenses, of food. He did get room. Yes, exactly. It's the basics. Roger, another guy doing Central New York Con, another convention organizer, says, I feel like special guests should be treated like they are special. Exactly. You're asking them to come for a reason. You're asking them to do things. Like I am going to be working Eric's ass off at WizardCon,
which is good. I'll need it. But Bad Mike has a very good point. When you have 120 special guests, none of them are special.
Yeah, exactly. So, but oh well. I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, Ron's convention attracts a lot of people. I mean, 3,000 people is a lot of people. I don't know how he counts his tickets, but that's the numbers I've been told by several people. And that's a big convention, especially for what, a year three?
Year three.
So, and I've made it very clear, I'm kind of following the Bad Mike Central New York Con. I want about 550 at the most. That's where I'm going to cap it. Adino These Night 3593 says, if Green Ronin goes out of business, I won't shed a tear. They told me they don't want my money anyways.
I might shed maybe one tear because I was a big fan of Mutants and Masterminds.
Uh,
I liked True 20 back in the day, but
Yeah.
and Green Ronin, aren't they the ones that published the second edition of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay back in the day? So there
did
are
they?
some things.
Did
Yep,
they?
I think so.
There was some
Tabletop Tepper says canceling
European.
everyone that voted different than you is what the black shirts in Italy and the brown shirts in Germany did in the 1930s.
Come on.
Jawohl. Yep.
That only applies, it doesn't apply to yourself. It only applies when you talk about others. You can't. No, we can cancel.
Hey, you know what? As I'll just put it this way, like I told Ron when he removed me, I said, "It's your convention. You do whatever the hell you want. I really don't care. No sweat off my ass. I'm going to Total Con. I'm going to Central New York Con. I'm going to try to get to North Texas this year, me and my wife. It might be tough because of Central New York and EdCon. But my wife is a school teacher. What's that?
You owe me. I'm coming to your con.
Yep, and of course I'm running Wizard Con, so my spring and summer is a little filled, along with putting the shop together, along with putting. Oh my God! Please shoot me now. Just shoot me now, somebody.
Shoot me now,
Mr. Gunn, thank you very much for swinging by. We appreciate you.
Yeah, you take care.
RPG Grandma says, also totally sick of people doing cancel culture thing over politics. Exactly.
And
Bottom line is this when it comes to politics. I know we say we cover politics on the show. I'll say it like this. You can vote for whoever the hell you want.
Yep.
I have, when you look at my friends list, I have a literal needle that goes just like this across the spectrum of political beliefs, whatever.
I
just
try to
don't
stay.
Be an asshole to me.
I try to stay like in the middle, neutral, but don't get the idea that I don't have an opinion, because I subscribe to the opinions like assholes. Everyone's got one.
Yep. Roger's going to put the weight of the drive on his wife. Here. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Roger, for mentioning that. Now I know I can go ahead and have you game for hours all day long because you'll have the energy. And by the way, thank you to Roger and his two friends for having me on the other night. They made me feel really welcome. He has two co-vloggers that are hell of a nice guys, Staccato. And I apologize, I forgot the gentleman down below, but I do know he's going to Wales to take some type of racing course, which I'm jealous of. Very, very top-notch, Roger and his two buddies. Thank you very much, Roger, by the way. Again, had a blast on your show. Armitage Shanks, thank you for tuning in. Says, imagine being so business savvy that you openly isolate potential 50% of your customer base. Oh, yeah. Tabletop Tappers RPG Grandma agreed. My parents were split politically, and my family is as well, but elements of the family are doing the, if you voted for X, just unfriend me.
Hey, Don's like, having an opinion is bad for business.
Oh, I absolutely. You can go to Wizard Tower Games as my business site. You don't see any politics on my business site.
Yep.
I admit, once in a while on my personal page, I will say something politically, but that's even rare. But I'll tell you what, stay away from politics on your business page, because no matter how you swing, half your customers swing the other way. Respect everybody.
No, if somebody could teach WotC that'd be nice.
I don't think WotC really says anything outward politically. I think what Wizards of the Coast does is just because of who they hired as for game development and such, they are leaning in certain directions.
Yeah.
But what they're doing basically is they're just taking the temperature of what they feel of the air. They're looking their finger and holding it outside, and whatever way they feel society's going, they're going to lean that way.
Yeah.
And that's where they make the mistake, I think, because with Wizards of the Coast, and this is actually pretty interesting you bring this up, Glenn, is that, you cannot, as a game, in my opinion, as a game company, you have to be very careful that, where are you guys leaning at as with your games? I think Wizards of the Coast can do a more neutral, social, I think they've gotten better in the last year or two.
Okay. Yeah.
But for a while there, it was definitely bing, 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 kind of bouncing back and forth.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't even play, the current edition or anything like that. Even I could see it was crazy. I kind of felt sorry for the people who were just getting into it.
Yeah.
At the time.
Thanks, Roger. Yep, large scale models. I'll send you pictures of the blockade runner I talked about here this weekend.
Does some really nice stuff.
Yeah, thank you. WotC is an echo chamber, but also in defense of Wizards of the Coast, I have to go to defense of them. They're a big company, and it's sort of like Disney under Kathleen Kennedy. And I'm going to get a lot of shit for liking Kathleen Kennedy. She's a wonderful woman to deal with. Yeah, these people do not make the real decisions. They are actually told what to decide by their boards. So really, you get mad at the CEO or down below, but really it is the boards that make these decisions. They have to respond to the money.
So your opinion is Kathleen Kennedy was put there as a target?
No, I think Kathleen Kennedy was put there under good faith, and I think Kathleen Kennedy wanted to do things differently, but she was trumped over by the Disney board of directors and not Lucasfilm. And this is the thing, people don't understand. Lucasfilm still has say over Star Wars.
Yeah,
that was part of their sale agreement that George Lucas would have say over it. And I know that Dieta says you're killing me, Don. I know Kathleen Kennedy. When you look at Kathleen Kennedy's office shot, there's a studio scale X-wing on her desk behind her. I built that. That's my model that I built. That's a Red 5, Luke Skywalker Red 5 that I built for Kathleen Kennedy. She's, and she's an interesting woman to talk to. You'd be surprised what she personally did not like about the new Star Wars.
Well, even if the she was controlled by the board, everybody got the idea that she was drinking their Kool-Aid.
Well, because that's her job. If I hire Eric Tenkar to represent WizardCon as the CEO of WizardCon, and there's a board above Eric is going to follow the overall vibe of the board of directors and the instructions he receives.
Okay. Devil's advocate turned off.
I mean, I'm a Star Wars geek. I mean, hell, I build enough of their models, the models. But the thing is, it's just, that's the shitty thing about big corporations. I think they really, and Disney they've lost sight of what the public, I think the core Star Wars.
They're starting to catch on, though. Did you notice that she left, and I guess this was a coincidence, but she left the company, and all of a sudden they say, well, Galaxy's Edge and Disneyland, we're going to start working the regular, the original trilogy stuff back into the land. So you'll see Darth Vader, you'll see Han Solo.
Well, they're bringing Luke Skywalker back more also.
Yeah.
So they're bringing the core characters back in. Yeah.
Yeah, and my idea is they're doing it at Disneyland as like a trial.
Sure. Why not?
If it's successful, they'll bring it into Disney World. But I just thought it was kind of a coincidence. The same week she left, they're announcing this.
Well, because that's what they do. They need the poster child is what they need.
Uh-huh.
They need to go ahead and say it's his fault right there.
Right.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not absolutely false. She publicly held a lot of those opinions, but on the same token, when you talk to the woman privately, some of the things that she pops off with, she's the CEO of Disney under their Star Wars brand. I mean, it's like, do you really believe that the Joint Chiefs of Staff, what they say at the Pentagon, is actually what their personal opinions are? Of course not. They're under instruction. They're going to follow the
chain of command.
Exactly.
Well,
and
to go back to Glenn's comment, anything that gets announced now was actually in the works a year and a half, 2 years ago, minimum.
Absolutely.
So that is pure coincidence, or it means that there was already a pivot in a company under Kathleen and her leadership, whether she is the true leader or whether she is there as a symbol. Whatever is going on now, whatever we're seeing now, was already put into the works, or even just being announced now, was being put into the works prior, because corporations move at the speed of shit rolling uphill. They do
Yes.
not move quickly. They do not move fast.
Yeah.
It's like trying to steer an aircraft carrier. Okay?
Yeah.
It's very slow, long movements.
Well,
So
if it works out for them in Disneyland, maybe they'll actually bring back D6 Star Wars.
Well, the thing is, and I won't say something bad. Mike's kind. He says, "I want Mr. Leadership, Don. Sorry, Don. You know what? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. She's a hell of a nice lady to talk to. She's a hell of a nice lady to do a commission for. I admit that I did not like 90% of her decisions that she appeared to make for Star Wars.
well, listen.
I mean,
my own experience. I've had bosses on the job that were really personable and great, and were shitty bosses because they weren't able or incapable of making the decisions, whether it's because they were neutered from above or they were hampered by their own inability to be firm and take a stand. They try to straddle the line and please all and please none, and they're personable. And, and that's great. I'm sure they're a great person to hang out with, spend time with, and they're great with their family. But certain people in certain, Don, you were in the military. Certain leadership positions need certain personality traits, or else, just because you got promoted into it doesn't mean you're going to succeed at it.
Well, there's an old saying. They say this in the military. You can be very book smart, but you're practically dumb.
Yes.
And that's the thing. I mean,
that's why D&D has intelligence and wisdom.
That's right.
So hey, tying it back into
well, I mean, the thing is it's all about. I think I was not a fan. I mean, I'll tell you right now, nothing beats New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Sorry, those are the 3 best Star Wars movies ever made.
Oh yeah.
Were there a couple others made that I enjoyed? Yeah, there was a few others that I watched and got some entertainment out of. Did I think they were as good as, like, especially the best of all, Empire Strikes Back, which I think is by far is the best Star Wars movie ever made? No, but that's just my opinion. I know people that absolutely think that the one with Jar Jar Binks was the best ever made, and I'm like,
well,
yeah,
you know, the Empire was directed by somebody who wasn't George Lucas too. That had something to do with it. And then
but George Lucas controlled every aspect of the movies.
But then he turned around a few years later. The same guy who made Silverado. So win-win for me. And I've always thought that the sequel trilogy is out there to make the prequel trilogy look good.
What got me the most was, and real quick, Bad Mike says something. In the J, he says her quote that sources for Star Wars material to adapt didn't exist was mind blowing. That I agree with 1,000%. Yeah. But but I think you bring an interesting point up, Ken. Sorry, I just called Glenn Hallstrom Ken live online, and now when he sees me Wizard Con, he is going to kick me in my balls.
Right.
Before this blows up, I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to move on to the Discord hangout.
Did it on live, man. Did it on live.
Wait for me in the Discord. I gotta take a bio break before I get there. So
Eric, thank you.
Penance.
Oh, thank you. All right, gents. God bless.
All right. Go to Eric's Discord if you want to do that with the
fun.
speakeasy.
Yeah, well, it happens. You didn't call me Bad Mike, so we're good.
But the thing is, what's interesting about what you just said is that it's like, what amazed me about the original prequel that they did is it's sort of like what they're doing with Star Trek. They showed the Star Trek that supposedly was when James Kirk was younger.
Oh,
but it's so much more high tech than even the older James Kirk technology of the newer Star Trek movies when he was playing them, like the one with Wrath of Khan and such.
Yeah.
And they did that kind of with Star Wars too. It looks so much more advanced, but it was supposed to be a prequel to Star Wars. And maybe that's just the Star Wars geek in me that's being anal retentive, but I just thought that was really following the same thing they did with Star Trek.
Possibly. But hey, if they can bring back D6 Star Wars, I'd be happy.
Yes.
I'd be a happy boy. I used to have those books. God, I should have hung on to them. I bought them like the first day they came out.
Oh, I got mine.
I'm old. Yes, I know.
Exactly, Bad Mike. She made several missteps. And I'm not saying she was the right person for the job.
Yeah.
By all means, I to be totally candid with you, I'll admit I think that she was woefully inadequately educated about the subject that she was brought into. She had a heavy background in producing some really good shows, but she was brought in and her knowledge base of Star Wars was obviously lacking.
Very much so.
Yes. So,
and she could, what you do then is like what Louis B. Mayer did in the day of MGM. He says, I'm the head of the company because I surround myself with people smarter than me.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what she should have done.
Adapt the Thrawn trilogy would have made $2 billion. It's the same thing with WotC in the 50th. What they should have done is they should have put out an anniversary AD&D Orange Spine limited edition box set. They would have made millions.
That's right. Absolutely. What say you, Steve?
I don't care either way, really.
Steve's not into Star Wars. Steve's a big sci-fi writer, but Steve is not into Star Wars or Star Trek.
Well, I'm into Star Wars and Star Trek, just probably not as much as some other people are.
True. And
so, Steve, talk a little bit. What are we doing here? What's interesting in the world today?
Well, the South is about ready to find out what we Northerners call a normal winter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nasty looking blizzard coming through. They say Oklahoma's some places are supposed to get a foot. And yeah. I chuckle about it because they're always picking on us. Ha ha, you got all this snow. Now it's like, ha ha, you're getting the same.
I don't ever remember doing that.
Agreed, Bad Mike. 100% agreed.
I always say it's just 1.5 days we get the bad winter, maybe a weekend, Yeah, I know what you guys are going through. I mean, there's a reason. One of the reasons I don't go to GaryCon is because it's up there in March. Ugh.
Yeah, and GaryCon in March is always hit and miss. I mean, sometimes they got decent weather, and some years they get hit with snow. Crazy.
No, Lake Geneva is not a place I want to be at that time of year.
Speaking of which, did you hear about what happened in Kamchatka, Russia?
Kamchatka?
What?
Yeah, it was something like, I think they said it was like 20 feet of snow out of one storm. They literally had this one building, and there was a snowdrift up against the building, and it was like a 20-story building, and it just went all the way down the front. People literally went up on the roof, jumped on this snowdrift, and bobsledded it all the way to the bottom. I was like, okay. There was a guy who was the snowdrift was so high up on his building, he was up on the 5th floor and literally just YOLO'd out the window right into a snowdrift, like it was, just not even like falling out of more than like a 2nd-story window at the most for as far as he had to fall with that, just how high that snow was. I was like, wow. Dang, I don't want snow like that.
And Scott Mulder says it was 74 degrees today in clear skies.
Lucky you.
Well, we were in the negatives today, and my wife got called off for school. And like I was saying in the pre-show, my wife's school usually calls off about 5:30 in the morning. Well, she got called off this morning at 5:30, and by noon they were calling off tomorrow. It's so bad.
Well, the thing that's funny is I remember as a kid, there was I think it was my sophomore year. We had a blizzard. It was a foot of snow, and they refused to call off school. I had to. My car was literally a snowplow all the way over to Harper Creek, just to attend classes so I wouldn't miss a day. And we're all over there just like, 2/3 of the school just didn't even show up. And we're like, why didn't you just close school today? Oh, well, it wasn't enough snow. I mean, back when I was a kid, like, yeah, okay. Back when you were a kid, everybody went to school on snowmobiles. So there's a difference here.
Yeah, but they're more mindful now today because of the fact of, now schools offer preschool care, after school care, and all of that. So they're
back then they were hardcore.
Somebody's calling somebody an asshole.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Let's take a look here. Hold on a minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Do.
True.
What was that about asshole? I think I see one. If you're talking about me, I'll take it as a compliment.
It's got better eyes than I do.
That's bad. It's just been a heavy. See, and that's the thing. People out in California and such. It's like, now I know people in the California mountains get snow. And the thing is, I grew up in the UK outside of Leeds, between Leeds and York, and we get snow up there, but it would only be like usually about a couple inches at the most, maybe 3 inches, something really light.
Yeah, you go inward, the inwards toward the mountain in California, you'll find snow in the winter.
Yeah.
I remember my first wife used to like to, one of her hobbies, believe it or not, in Illinois was dog sled racing.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved back with her parents to the Bay Area, we go up to she wanted to go to Truckee, which is on the border between Nevada and California, to do the dog sled race.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, there's snow. In fact, in Truckee, you can sneak into and out of Nevada and California that way. Go through the town. You'll never hit the border. But anyway, aside from there's snow in California.
So we've learned a lot tonight in the vlog of many things. We actually touched a whole bunch of different subjects, gentlemen.
We did.
We talked about Ken Whitman. We talked about the weather. We talked about Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy. We talked about WotC. We talked about, what else did we talk about?
The weather.
We're a diverse gaming.
That's right.
Absolutely right.
Exactly. RPG Grandma says this. She says, one of the lodges caught on fire. The only way to get the fire crews was with snow catch yesterday. Wow.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
you guys are that's way a lot of snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking on my phone right now. It says Chickasha watching a potential winter storm, windy and mainly cloudy.
And how many inches you're expecting with a potential winter storm?
I do not know. I'd have to look on something else, but it says highs in the mid 30s and lows in the mid single digits. So whatever comes, it probably isn't going to stick.
Yeah.
It'll be gone by Monday, probably.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Speaking of snow melting, when it gets to be warmer weather, probably around June-ish, assuming I can get my cameras by then, I'm going to be starting a hobby that I actually, it wasn't anything I was even thinking about until I went to do some research on some possible future vacations, and I started running into all of these scenic drives, and I thought, that would be a cool hobby to start, to get a camera, stick it on the dash. I go for a scenic drive, I record it, upload it to YouTube. So I get to have fun with the scenic drive. Everyone else gets to see what I get to, what I was doing when I was driving. And the best part is most of the scenic drives are out west.
Okay. I'm going to give real quick, and I'm going to give everybody a lesson on Stephen Lake, my co-host to my right here. Okay. I'm going to give a lesson on this guy. Hey, Steve. In front of everybody who's watching right now, did you know you don't got to buy expensive cameras? All you have to do is get a smartphone, Steve.
Nope.
Bingo. This guy refuses to buy a smartphone. He still has a flip phone.
Yes. I work in infotech. I know too much about the smartphones and the security problems they have.
No. Don't even get on the whole Linux thing with me.
Oh, it's not Linux. They're very, very vulnerable. Easy to infect and hack. And
do you know how nice this camera is on this thing? Look at that gorgeous guy on the camera screen right now.
Dude, they won't even let us near the DC with a smartphone. That tells you anything.
Mr. Lake, I've known for almost 20 years, and this guy absolutely refuses to touch a smartphone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mil-spec brick phone.
You know what? You did finally get 2 screens. No, I think I gave you those screens when I had sold 2 Moon.
Yeah, I was running 3 screens for a while, but I've gone back down to 2 because I found out I wasn't using the 3rd screen anymore. So, but yeah, I still run 2 screens. I was running 3 for a while.
Email's good. Keep it on email.
Yes.
2 for graphic design and web development and email. So.
Yeah.
So, and my wife is in here, probably listening. Yep, she is. She says maybe homemade peanut butter. Oh, right, my wife's gonna make homemade peanut butter cookies tomorrow.
My wife, she's making bread for the first time in a while.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She said, "Wow, it's really working," because she is notoriously not. She's a great cook, but she's always had problems making bread.
See, my wife is a good candy maker, baker, you name it like that. But she lets me do the regular cooking.
Well, okay. You don't get poisoned.
I don't get poisoned, and I'll tell you what. My wife put some pounds on me with the candy and the cookies that she makes and cakes.
I know. Same thing with me. I'm glad I got Ozempic. Otherwise, I'd be back up to 350 pounds. You know, crazy.
I'll tell you what. I do not know how I managed to keep all my weight off. Married to my wife, because my wife actually puts out some candy and cookies and bakey goodies. Agile Monk, how you doing? Just in time. What kind of antics are you just up to? Agile Monk, you're going to have to just watch the replay because we're getting to go off. Running late, Agile Monk. RPG Grandma gets the last comment. She says, I believe it. I know a few years back, someone somehow tracked my iPhone and I was alerted to the security issue by Apple stalking me at work as a no thing. I have had no security issues with my phone. The only problem I have with my iPhone right now is I keep getting these flippant AI calls. Hi, this is Michelle. Block, you know.
Yeah.
Dan, how you doing? A lot of people are. Dan, you're gonna have to watch the very beginning of this movie with Agile Monk. We covered Ken Whitman, we covered Kathleen Kennedy, Star Wars, we covered weather, we covered
our asses.
Absolutely, we're good at that. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. Yeah. It is going on 9:15. I know that Glenn is absolutely just wanting to stay on for another 3-4 hours. I can tell.
Well, and, one thing I want to know before we go is just if I actually go and do those scenic drives this coming summer and start posting them on YouTube, how many of you guys would be interested in seeing those? Because, like I said, most of those are for out west. There's barely any done in Michigan, so I'd be kind of pioneering that.
But also think about it this way: you could take the best of your photos, and you could go ahead and publish a book on it.
I sent an email about getting Glenn to WizardCon. Okay, where did you send it?
Probably sent it to me. Yeah, I haven't checked my email this evening. Okay, Dan Tesh, we're already all over it. Glenn has as you can see down below at 10cars-tavern.games/Glenn. It is Glenn's GoFundMe, everybody.
We're going to try and hit 1,000 by the end of March.
Yep, I've already donated. Matt Sherman, several other people have donated.
Thank you, Don. You're the only one I didn't thank. So,
no, you're fine. No problem. And I am providing Glenn with a hotel and all that good stuff.
And buy my book.
Buy Glenn's book. It is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Pretty soon on Walmart.
That's right.
Info at wizardtowergames.com. Hold on one moment.
WizardCon signing books and selling books.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, and for Doug, no, I'm not on YouTube. They perma-banned me.
Oh, I see something. Dan, I'll answer your email here right after we get offline. So I will go ahead and I will message you back. So everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. This is Don with Steve and Glenn. Eric is in the speakeasy currently.
Buy my book, buy Steve's books.
Yep, exactly. And what we will do is we will go ahead and be back here in a few days. And
I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, it'll be next week.
Yeah.
So, Dan, look for an email back from me in about 5-10 minutes. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Don from the Vlog of Many Things. Steve. Glenn, thank you for tuning in tonight, and we will talk to you guys later. Good night.
Good night.